Hi everybody, welcome back to the Enterprise App Patterns video series. In this video, we're going to cover the performance efficiency pillar of the reliable web app pattern. My name is Matt Soka. So what is performance efficiency? It's the ability of your app to scale to meet demands in an efficient manner. Ideally, your workload should be able to anticipate increases in demand. You should be able to scale out to meet those demand increases. You want your app to be reliable, so you want to be able to be flexible and be able to have great performance when it is called upon. And one way we can do that in our code is the cache aside pattern. The cache aside pattern is a performance optimization pattern, and it improves consistency and also maintains consistency of your data, and it also helps you manage costs. So let's take a look at what the cache aside pattern is. In the Relay Cloud Concerts web app, we're using the Azure Redis cache in addition to Azure SQL Server. So the Redis cache is going to, cache data, so we don't have to introduce a call to SQL Server all the time. And we're newing up the Azure Redis cache within the API startup class in add distributed session. Add stack exchange, Redis cache, and putting it in there. So let's implement the cache aside pattern. In the SQL Database Concert repository class, the iDistributed cache object, or in this case the Redis cache object, gets injected into the class. And then down where we pull out concert information, here's how we can implement the cache aside pattern to both speed our application up and to maintain data consistency. The first thing we do is that we check to see if the cache contains a certain key, and that key would be for upcoming concerts. If it does have a JSON string for that, we just deserialize it and then return it. If it doesn't, there's nothing in the cache, that's when we hit up Entity Framework to go out and call SQL Server. Then we take that return value, serialize it as JSON, and then we put it into the cache. We put it into the cache and say, you know what, you can expire in 1 hour, and then we set it with the key for upcoming concerts. And then we return the concerts object itself. So that's actually returning objects from my Redis cache, the cache aside pattern. If it's already in Redis cache, grab it from there. If it's not, go to SQL Server, grab it from there, put it in Redis to get it out. Now, what about keeping things up to date? So if something gets inserted into Azure SQL, we want to make sure that Redis stays up to date with that as well. Now, the Relay Cloud application isn't updating any existing concerts, but we had the functionality built into it just so you can see how this would be done in your applications. So for create concert async, using Entity Framework, saying database add, and then saving changes. But what we do is that we're removing the entire cache key. So what we're saying is, you know what, we're inserting a new concert. Let's remove that key from Redis. So that way the next call to get concerts out will have to hit the database. Doing the same thing for updating, and also the same thing for deleting. So essentially what's happening is when we're retrieving data, check the cache first. If things are there, pull it out super fast and it's going to work quickly. If stuff isn't there, call the database. But every time we do a database write, clear that cache. That way for the next read, it has to read from the database. So the cache aside pattern, a quick way to increase performance and improve consistency and maintain consistency within your application. And that's just one of the things that it's in the performance efficiency pillar of the reliable web app pattern. Go ahead to that GitHub repo to check out more information and get some prescriptive guidance and best practices for performance efficiency.